So this is going to be a hiking episode, but it is the van that got me here. So I'm going to head down through the Slickhorn Canyon to the San Juan River, packraft that over to the Grand Gulch, then hike way up through that to connect the loop. I think about 70 kilometers total, and I'm giving myself 3 days to do this. Got all the permits purchased. You need one for overnight camping and also for rafting on the San Juan River. I don't know what the water level is going to be like right now. If it's too low, then I might have to turn around. It is what it is. And you're not allowed to have campfires inside the canyons, but if I fall in the river or something, I'm completely soaked, then I gotta do what I gotta do to survive, because the nights are still well below freezing right now. The nights are also very long. I've got some cell service right here, so I'm trying to download some podcasts and movies just so that I have some entertainment to make the evenings go by a little quicker. I got lots of food packed up, jerky, bars, nuts, chocolate, some dehydrated meal packs. Water is going to be a little trickier. There's lots of pools and things through the canyons, but a lot of them are going to be frozen right now, so I'll just have to actively filter water as I find good sources. But yeah, I'm just waiting for everything to be charged up and my movies to finish downloading, then we'll get going. I don't see any rain in the forecast, so I'm not going to bring my tent. If I have to sleep in a cave, then there's plenty of them out there. I'm also not going to bring my life jacket. I don't think it's needed for this river. I have to drive 7 kilometers up this road, then just turn around and hike back on it. So I'm going to throw my backpack in the bushes here and fetch it later today. I drive up here, find a place to park the van, then be ready to go. And so it begins. This feels a little crazy. I think about an hour to reach my backpack. If it was twice as far, I'd probably use my bicycle and chain it up in the bush, but this distance is manageable. One thing I'm concerned about, I read this trip report. They said after the rafting, when you start hiking up Grand Gulch, the pathway is eroded and it involves technical climbing to get past it, but they didn't elaborate on that, so I don't know if it's like a Alex Honnold type thing or just a quick scramble, but at that point I'm committed. I can't turn around and paddle back upstream. Alright, it's time to start hauling weight. I gotta make my way over to the Slickhorn Canyon now. Suddenly I'm not moving so fast anymore. Life is heavy. This whole area looks like it's open range for cutting and gathering firewood. I'm starting to get into it now. I gotta drop down to the bottom, and if I get all the way to the San Juan River tonight, that'd be perfect. Then I can do the rafting tomorrow morning. If I get wet, then it doesn't matter. I have time to dry out. I got this Strava heat map loaded in Alpine Quest, and it looks like there's a bunch of activity up here. Maybe some pictographs or dwelling. See if we can figure out what all the commotion is. It all points up towards that overhang. I'll take a quick jog up there, see if there's anything. Yeah, I can see something right there. Yeah, just a small one here. I think these were meant for storing food. If you look closely, you can still see fingerprints in the clay. That was just the beginning of what is up here. This one is all collapsed. Look how much soot is on the ceiling there. And then a kiva. It's noticeably warmer in here. It's nice. They would have had to fill in all around it, so this could be underground. Alright, let's keep going. I'm probably going to have twice the distance with all the side trips I'm going to have to do. There's going to be so many side trips on this. There's something up here. I got to go look. Maybe it's one of Joe Rogan's isolation tanks. I don't know enough about this kind of stuff, but it looks like the sticks on the roof are all charred, so some kind of roasting oven. I feel like if that's there, there should be more in the area. But the majority of these structures, they were built about 800 years ago by the Pueblans, but there's signs that humans have been occupying these areas since like 11,000 BC, if not longer. There's always new discoveries being made that rewrite history when humans actually arrived in North America. I'm starting to get hungry. Next good puddle I see. Get some water boiling. Make some dinner. Oh, this one looks good right here. The temperature cooled off a lot as soon as the sun set. I'll see if I can cover another kilometer or two as this cooks, and I'll set up camp. It's only 6 o'clock. It's going to be a long night. I had a late start today, but I managed to cover 21 kilometers. There's still a distance to get down to the San Juan River. Tomorrow I'll see if I can do 35 at least. Alright, let's get to it. Jake Gyllenhaal, the guilty. Let's do this.
Alright, I'll get the unit en route. Talk to you later. Later, sir. Bye.
Alright, day 2, down to the river. We're getting deep into it now. Slept alright last night. Dragged on a bit, of course. It's chilly, about -5 Celsius. See if I can do all this within 2 nights, but who knows? It's just hard to estimate the distance and there's no trails. The last thing I did before I left the van was throw in an extra meal pack, just in case. I'm starting to feel like I'm far away from home. Just like anything else, I can only give a glimpse of what this is actually like. And it's been hard. There's no easy way through here. Yeah, I'm definitely into something. This is the real deal. This is the true Utah backcountry experience. It's gonna take everything I got to get through this. Yeah, beautiful, the San Juan River. We made it. You guys are probably watching the footage of the sandals in my backpack just slowly creeping their way out, and they are gone. They fell out somewhere back there. I spent an hour looking for them, can't find them. I remember falling over on the hillside. They must have got flung out then. I just feel bad that I've left some trash in the wilderness that somebody else is gonna find and have to carry out. That was stupid of me. My experience with this raft is that there's any kind of rapids, you just get sucked into it. There's no avoiding it. But from my research, it sounds like they're all behind me upstream. It's waist deep at the most with some shallow parts. Like most people raft this in the spring when all the snow melts and run off. Makes it deeper. But I'm going at a pretty good speed. Almost halfway there now. This is gonna be shallow. Oh, shoot. That was not nice. That was very cold. Wow. It seems like the best thing to do is to avoid the middle and just stay on the side. It's deeper here. Look how much speed I got going though. This is the ultimate Utah experience. That's Grand Gulch right there. That is my stop. I'm cold, I'm wet, I gotta get packed up, start hiking, get my body heat up. Hopefully my clothes will dry out before it gets dark. A plane, a 747 size plane, just came down right through the canyon. I don't know what he was doing, if he was joyriding or there's an airport over there, but it was kind of crazy. I wish I could have got it on video. So I should learn pretty soon what they mean by technical climbing. It's right up here a bit. Is this actually the way? I don't know if I feel comfortable going across that. It gets narrower. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I can't shimmy across a crumbling ledge, especially with this big backpack. There's gotta be a better way. There's a footpath leading right to that ledge, so maybe that's what they were talking about. But it only took a minute to bypass it, so why even mention it unless it's something else? But all I can do is keep going. This could be the spot they were talking about. Oh! I think I gotta jump. Might as well fill up on spring water when I have the chance. The puddle water yesterday, it tasted like chicken Mr. Noodle. The rafting was fun. I'm glad it worked out. The perfect length too, because after I had to get into the water, things got cold real quick. If I had to do that for another 2 hours, it would have been really uncomfortable. It's starting to get dark. That's about all for today. Just got to find a good looking puddle of water, and then I can boil some up for dinner and find a place to sleep. Alright, this is Cooks. Gonna go find a place to sleep. So I've covered 51 kilometers so far. I don't know if I can make it back to the van by tomorrow night, but the idea of sitting by the wood stove with a cold beer is a motivating factor. Alright, day 3. It was warmer out here last night, but mosquitoes, these big winterized mosquitoes, kept trying to land on my face. But yeah, let's get packed up and get moving. I'm becoming one with the sand. It's everywhere. It's in my teeth. They're all crunchy. When I try to plug in my phone, it sounds like sandpaper. It'd be very difficult to find my way back to the van, though, without my phone and the GPS. There's all these side canyons that lead off, and sometimes you don't know which is the main channel of the Grand Gulch. A straight line to my van from here is only like 12 kilometers, but it becomes 40K as I wind my way through these canyons. But I'm feeling good. I feel like I can make it today. Just keep strolling along. I think all the hardest parts are behind me now. There's some pictographs over there. Yeah, they're just kids. I haven't had cell service since I left the van, but at the going rate, I think the channel has probably crossed over 300,000 subscribers. So thanks everyone for subscribing and watching. Covered a lot of distance and seen a lot of things. As for the future of the channel, just more traveling around the world and bigger expeditions into remote places like this. So thanks everyone, and cheers. And I gotta start walking again and try to wrap this one up. I'm only drinking this if I really have to. There's got to be something better up ahead. Yeah, it tasted like sickness. It's just the only water that I've seen in a long time. My map says there's a spring about 4 kilometers up, so we'll hold off for that, see if it's actually there. And I got about 4 hours of sunlight left. I think that might be enough to get me to the point where I climb out of the canyon up to the surface level. And from there, it's just straight across my van. I don't mind walking in the dark for that. This is the Bannister Spring according to my map, and it looks kind of nasty. It's got a tiny amount of flow to it. I'll trace it up a bit further to see if I can find the source. Not looking so good on this. They built a cliff dwelling right beside that spring, so they must have been drinking from it. It's just got a real strange tinge to it, so I'm gonna keep looking. There's got to be something better. There's another spring 2 kilometers up, so it better be a good one, or else I'm gonna be eating Lara bars and jerky for dinner tonight because I can't spend the water that I have on cooking another dehydrated meal, because I'm gonna be spending another night in the canyon. There's less than an hour of daylight left, so I'm not gonna make it back to the van. This will do, I'll take it. Naturally sourced Grand Gulch water, fine filtered, and I'm just gonna make dinner. Then I'm tired. I'm gonna set up camp somewhere up there. I dumped out that other water that I filtered. This stuff tastes way better. This has been an entertaining trip. I think yesterday was the most fun. The terrain was just so rough through there. I had no idea what to expect. I can't remember my original estimate on the total distance, but I feel like I've overshot it. I'll do a closing statement once I reach the van tomorrow. I've got enough food for another day and a half. I'll probably use up the rest of my battery bank tonight. There's this thing called the Big Man Panel. It's about an hour and a half side trip. I feel like if I'm here, I should do it, but I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Day 4, another frosty night. Should be an hour to reach my exit point on the Gulch, and I'll leave my backpack there and hike that side trip over to the Big Man Panel. Might as well see it since I'm right here. There's just small traces left of these people's lives, but the first explorers to come here would have found a lot more. I feel like this is going to turn into another full day. Just way too much stuff to stop and look at. Exit point and cold beer up there. Hidden backpack over there. Big Man Panel over there, and a cliff dwelling way up there. That was good. That was really good. I feel complete. And I believe that is very old. It predates all the cliff dwellings and everything else around. So in the introduction, I said that was going to be 70 kilometers total, but that didn't factor into pack rafting. So what I should have said was 75 kilometers, but I still greatly underestimated the distance. That came out to 105 kilometers. It's just so hard to guess the distance the way these canyons wind all over the place. And today it was completely dry. I didn't see anywhere to replenish my water. Got about this much left of that puddle water that I filtered last night, and I feel like that was a success. The goal is to carry a minimal amount of weight as possible. It's just not feasible to carry 5 or 10 liters of water because it just becomes painful and it's less distance that you can cover in a day. One thing that I didn't show on video, when I was blowing up the pack raft, I looked over and there was some old machinery sitting there and what appeared to be a road cut. And it turns out there's actually a trail there, so I'm wondering if I can hike that or bike that in the future and do some kind of sandal recovery mission. If you're thinking that this looks like a fun trip that you'd like to try, be very careful. It's the real deal. You're far out there. You're far away from help. I didn't meet anyone else on the duration of this journey, but it was amazing. You're going to see more stuff than you can possibly imagine. And in terms of van life, before I left, I reset the battery monitor, and the only thing that was running was my fridge, and it only used 18 amp hour over that 4 days, so my battery is still very well topped up. And with that, I think that's a wrap on this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you to Patreon supporters, and I will see you soon.